Bonjour S-Force, ça va? Alors aujourd'hui, la date c'est lundi 15 juin 2020 et on va parler de ma région, ma ville et l'environnement. On va surtout parler d'Édimbourg, d'autres villes, other cities aussi, et on va parler de la région. Alors, aujourd'hui, spécifiquement, if my computer wants to go on the next slide. Okay, on va parler de ma ville, and the learning intentions today are to talk about what there is and isn't in different cities and what you can or cannot do there, to understand a written and spoken description of a town, and we'll be doing some translation, some writing, some speaking about cities. At the end of this lesson, what I want you to do and to be able to do is to be able to say what there is or isn't in the town and to be able to understand a written or spoken description of a town. We will practice a bit more on can or cannot do in a further lesson. So this is not our main goal. I really want you to be able to use is there is or there isn't. Now, a little challenge is, can you do a list of how many words you remember about town? We've been practicing town for a couple of weeks, so you can pause here and do the little challenge and then let me know how many words you found, okay? Now, ooh, you probably saw some of the answers. I don't know why it doesn't skip properly on the next slide. Weird. Anyway, I want you to sort these places in town in 4 categories. You might have seen on the next slide the possibility. But if you have another way, you can try to do it like that. But there's a way that is more grammatical. I want you to think of it's, for example, if you think of le commissariat, and then you have a word like les monuments historiques, and then you have la plage, but you have l'église. So I want you to think about the 4 different ways you can organize them. And if you know what to do, you can pause here. If you're not too sure, you can go on the next slide and I'll give you a hint. You might have seen it already anyway, but there you go. So if you know what you're doing, just get started. Otherwise, go on the next slide. And please pause if you know what you're doing. The answers will be in 2 slides. Right, so you have some feminine words, some masculine words, some plural words, and some words starting with a vowel or an H. So I want you to have a look at the list on the previous slide. And you have 9 feminine, 14 masculine, well, 9 féminin, 14 masculin, 4 pluriel et 3 avec une voyelle ou un H. Now, I just want to let you know this is absolutely not promoting anti-LGBTQ plus IDs. This is not that at all. It is just because French comes from Latin. Other Romance languages that also come from Latin are Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, Romanian, and, well, there's French, obviously. And based on that old Latin root, you have words that are feminine or masculine. Other languages have that too. For example, there's German and Dutch, but it's very obvious with Romance languages, and in this case, French. So have a think about that. Oh, the answers. Yeah, pause, please. Pause. Right, the answers are here. So you have the words starting with la, which means the, when it's feminine. Okay, you might be wondering, how do I know if a word is feminine or not? Well, you can check in the dictionary. You will have a little N for noun and a little F or a little femme for feminine. But there's a little tip. It works most of the time, but you'll see there are some exceptions. We love exceptions in French, but if it ends with an E, most of the time it's going to be feminine, like la gare, la patinoire, la bibliothèque, la piscine. But if you look at station service, when it ends with a yon, it's going to be feminine because all the words ending with yon are feminine. And then you have la caserne pompier, la caserne de pompiers. Now, masculine. So le means the for masculine words. I just told you that words ending with an E are feminine, but we have our exceptions such as le théâtre, le stade, le lycée, le café, le centre. Yeah, we love exceptions. But these ones, I guess you need to remember them, okay? That le théâtre, le stade, le lycée, le café, le centre sportif. And the other ones, they end in T or U or another T here. You've got an A, N, and you've got G, C. So other letters, it's going to be masculine. Just check when it's an E if you're not too sure. And if it's a yon, remember it's feminine. So they are going to be le. Now, plural, pluriel, les. You have an S, so that's usually a little hint when the word ends with an S. You know it's going to be les, the plural. And finally, we've got words starting with a vowel or an H, but in French, the H is followed by a vowel. And because in French, H is silent, most of the time it's really not pronounced, so it's going to be l'hôtel, hôtel, hôpital, so as if it wasn't there. So that's why we're very lazy in French. We're not going to say le hôtel. We say l'hôtel, or we don't say le hôpital. It's going to be l'hôpital because we want it to be very smooth. It's the same with l'église. It's not la église. We want it really smooth and to be like soft. So l'église and not la église. So yeah, if you don't know any word here, I would really advise you to use the dictionary and check the words because there are probably a few that you don't know, like commissariat, for example, and what else you might not remember. Maybe les rues, although we saw it before, maybe les rues, l'hôtel de ville, maybe check this one. La caserne de pompiers, you might not remember, although you might remember what pompier is from the topic of jobs, so that might help you. So yeah, have a look, okay? Let me know which ones you have learned. Now, à Édimbourg, il y a, for there is, and il n'y a pas, for there isn't, okay? So affirmative, affirmatif, there is, positive if you want, negative, there isn't, il n'y a pas. So check the spelling of this one. It's one that people find it really difficult. So il is separate, and then N apostrophe Y together, like New York, but with an apostrophe. Like think apple, N apostrophe apple, Y. A, there's a space between the two, and then pas, not. Pas means not. Now, let's have a quick recap. So, à Édimbourg, in Edinburgh, dans ma ville, in my city, and then à plus the name of the place, so in Edinburgh. It's not en Édimbourg, not en, no. When you say in a city, it has to be à. J'habite à Édimbourg. I live in Edinburgh, okay? Now, il y a, and then you say un or une, there is a, and then you put the place. This is singular. So whether it's masculine, un, or a feminine word, une. If it's plural, for example, there are some shops, you don't really say the some in English, but in French you have to say it. Il y a des magasins. So for example, il y a une piscine, there is a swimming pool. Now, if you want to say that there isn't any, you have to say il n'y a pas de. So you're not putting un, une, you're not putting des, but for all of them, no matter if it's feminine, masculine, and plural, you have to put de for any. There isn't any. So, for example, il n'y a pas de piscine. There isn't any swimming pool. A little extension here. If you want to extend your work and talk about something that there was in the past, you have to say dans le passé, il y avait, there was, or il n'y avait pas de, there wasn't. So if you want to talk about something that used to be in Edinburgh or used to be in a city, but it's not there anymore, you can use that, okay? Now, we're going to do a bit of speaking, and I'm just letting you know that the videos on this tool are 15 minutes max, so I might have to do 2 videos, but it shouldn't be too long, the other video. So we're going to quickly do the speaking. So you can do this in partners. You can do it with a friend doing French too. Interview each other to reveal what there is and isn't in each other's cities. Okay, so if not, you can do it with a family member. So there's going to be a city A and a city B, so ville A, ville B. You ask, il y a un, and then you look at the picture, or il y a une if it's a feminine word, and then dans ta ville, in your city. And then if on your picture you see that there is one, you say, oui, il y a un, if it's masculine, or il y a une, if it's feminine, dans ma ville. And if there's none, according to the picture, you say, non, il n'y a pas de, and then the place, dans ma ville, in my city. So you can write this down or keep this in front of you. And then with the person you're going to practice this, you're going to say, oui, il y a un or une, or non, il n'y a pas de. So I'm going to just do it. If you can't find anyone to do it with, I'm going to be the one asking you the questions, okay? Alors, par exemple, il y a un parc dans ta ville? And then, because there's a little tick, you would say, oui, il y a un parc dans ma ville. And what about this one? Il y a une bibliothèque dans ta ville? Non, il n'y a pas de bibliothèque dans ma ville. And because you've got ville A, city A, and ville B, city B, you take turn with the person, okay? Because they have the same pictures, but it doesn't say if there is or there isn't in the same way. So let's continue. Il y a un château dans ta ville? I'm going to repeat the same question. Il y a un château dans ta ville? Il y a une école dans ta ville? Or you can also say, il y a un collège dans ta ville? Il y a une gare dans ta ville? And in this case, une gare ferroviaire dans ta ville? Il y a un stade dans ta ville? Il y a un centre commercial dans ta ville? Il y a une piscine dans ta ville? Il y a un musée dans ta ville? Il y a une plage dans ta ville? So we're going to practice this with ville B as well. So remember, I ask the question and then you answer, okay? Il y a une piscine dans ta ville? Il y a un centre commercial dans ta ville? Il y a un parc dans ta ville? Il y a un château dans ta ville? Il y a une plage dans ta ville? Il y a une gare ferroviaire dans ta ville? Il y a un musée dans ta ville? Il y a une école ou un collège dans ta ville? I'm sorry I had to rush, but we're almost reaching the 15 minutes. So you can do this with a partner and you can even do this about Edinburgh. So once you've done this with these little pictures, you can do the same about Edinburgh, okay? Bonne chance, I'm going to record a video for the other two activities, but it shouldn't be too long, okay? Merci!